Yard work is such a hassle. If you follow me here at State of Charge, you probably know that my core competency is reviewing electric vehicles and particularly electric vehicle charging equipment. But on occasion, I do review other battery-powered devices. And recently, I got a hold of an autonomous battery-powered snowblower made by Yarbo and reviewed it doing my 6,000 square foot driveway. I was actually quite amazed at how well it did. And the Yarbo actually has a number of tool attachments that it can put on its main unit, the snowblower being just one of them. The other one is a lawnmower attachment. And in the spring, I am going to review the lawnmower attachment cutting my lawn. However, one of the biggest, let's say, complaints I heard in the comment section of my video was the cost. While I think most people were very impressed with how well this autonomous snowblower cleared 14 inches of snow in my long driveway, a lot of people said, well, that's fantastic, but who can afford it? It costs $5,000, and they're right. Not a lot of people can put up the $5,000, even if in the long run, it turns out not being too expensive if you factor in what it would cost to have, say, somebody plow your driveway, if you do have somebody plow your driveway. But then when you throw in the fact that it can cut your lawn, it can save you money on lawn cuttings as well as driveway clearing, the math starts to pan out. But still, a lot of people can't afford it. Well, Yarbo's answer to that is the M series. The unit that I have is their Y series, which is the top of the line Yarbo unit. They are coming out now this year, should be ready in about 6 months from now, sometime around August of 2026, with a lower cost model. That's their M series. And I'm here today in Florida at an engineering validation test that Yarbo is holding. This right here is a prototype. It's not the final version, the customer version. It's very close to what customers will purchase, but this is still an engineering prototype that they're using for validation. And I'm here to not really review the product, but take a first look at it, see how well it does, and ask the Yarbo team questions about this new lower cost product. So with that, let's get into it. All right, so this is the new M series. Now, looks very similar to the Y series that I have at home with my snowblower, except it is smaller. And just like the Y series, Yarbo's system consists of a core and then attachments that go on the front of the unit. This is the Yarbo core. This is the lawnmower attachment. I have it assembled over here. This is how it looks when it's running and cutting the lawn. But for this purpose, I detached it. It comes apart very easily, just so we could take a look at the inside. So the new M series, I can see, is smaller and lighter than the Y series that I have, and that's because it is more affordable. It weighs less, the battery is smaller. Yarbo tried to make a unit, or a line at least, that is more affordable and can appeal to more customers. The Y series is quite expensive, as I talked about in my snowblower video. So with the new M series, hopefully they can reach a whole nother segment of customers. Okay, so there's 3 different models in the M series: the M10, the M20, and the M20i. The M10 is the base model unit, and if you buy that with the lawnmower attachment, the base lawnmower attachment, it comes with blades that they call scissor blades, which is what we have on here. Each of these 2 motors has 5 razor blades, and they spin around in a circle cutting the grass. Now you can purchase the attachment that has the straight blades, but that's for the M20. You have to get the next level up. It's a little bit more powerful. Of quite honestly, unless you had a really small lawn, I'd probably recommend getting the straight blade attachment with the M20, only because these little razor blades here don't really last long. You know, if you have a big yard, you're gonna have to change out the blades frequently. You really can't sharpen them. They're literally like little razor blades that get attached to it. So I talked to the Yarbo team and they told me if you had a lawn that was, let's say, an acre, you might have to change these every week. Now, I know a lot of people don't have an acre, and this unit is made for smaller properties. If you were to be, say, cutting a quarter acre maybe once a month, that still is a little cumbersome in my opinion. I would definitely prefer to get the unit with the straight blades, because the straight blades you can just take off and sharpen yourself. You don't have to replace them. They're not that expensive, but it's the hassle of having to replace 10 of them every couple of weeks that I think would be the biggest issue that I would have if I bought this unit. So that's something to consider. You know, if you can afford the straight blade module with the M20 unit, that's definitely the way to go. All right, so we're going to put this thing together now and cut some grass. We'll see how the new M series Yarbo lawnmower works. Today's video is sponsored by evchargingstations.com. If you drive an electric vehicle or you're planning to, this site is packed with comprehensive charger reviews, detailed DC fast charging graphs, and the latest news from all of the fast charging networks. You'll find real-world testing, easy-to-understand comparison, and deep dives into how different electric vehicles actually charge. Before you buy an EV charger or plan your next road trip, make sure to bookmark evchargingstations.com and make smarter charging decisions. Just like the Y series that I have, whatever attachments you're using, you first need to walk the perimeter of the work zone with the unit so it knows its boundaries. You only have to do this once in the very beginning, but it needs to know the work area. You can control the Yarbo with your phone through the Yarbo app or with the controller that can be ordered as an optional add-on. I watched as it cut the entire area we mapped out in the rear and side of this house. You may notice it didn't cut the grass all the way to where the grass ends. And that's because we did a quick perimeter walk. If this were your house, you would take more time programming the perimeter exactly to where you wanted the unit to cut up to. I then piloted it up and down a pretty steep hill on the back of the property just to see how well it can handle inclines, and it tackled this hill without any issue. The team told me that the M Series mower is designed to cut grass on a steep slope up to 35 degrees actually, which translates to a 70% grade. It uses a track chassis combined with AI-powered grip assistance to maintain stability and prevent slipping on challenging inclines, uneven terrain, and even muddy conditions. But as good as it cuts your lawn, it's more than that. You can buy the plow attachment, the trimmer attachment, and the leaf bag attachment, making the Yarbo M series an all-in-one autonomous property management tool. I also tested out the ability to identify if a person walked in its path, and like the larger Y series unit that I have, the M series will stop if somebody crosses its path. And the unit comes with the charging dock, and when the core needs to recharge, it will automatically go back to the dock and charge up, and then continue the task or prepare for its next scheduled mowing session. The heart of any Yarbo core, whether it be the M series or the Y series, is its battery. And part of the reason why the new M series is more affordable is it does have a smaller battery. The battery size hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but Yarbo tells me it's going to be somewhere around 300 to 400 watt hour. So that means it's going to be less than half a kilowatt hour. Now, to compare this to the larger Y series that I have, that unit has a 1.38 kilowatt hour, which is 1380 watt hour. So this is going to be about a third of the size of the battery in the Y series. That's part of the reason why it's affordable. Now, it won't have as long a runtime as the Y series, but it will charge faster. This should probably charge in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, whereas the larger battery that's in the Y series that I have takes more than an hour to recharge. So there's advantages and disadvantages to having larger batteries and smaller batteries. Obviously, cost is the number one reason, which is part of the reason why the new M series is available at such a discounted price compared to the Y series. The Yarbo M series is expected to go on sale in August of 2026. And the good news is it's roughly half the price of the Y series. Now, that does come with some limitations. For instance, it doesn't have a snow blower attachment. It has a snow plow attachment, which isn't going to be quite as robust as the snow blower. The lawnmower itself is smaller. It's only about a 16-inch cutting width, whereas the lawnmower cutting attachment for the Y series is 21 inches. So it's not quite as capable as the Y series, but can you really complain because it's half the price? And if you're not doing the work, if you're out there sitting in your lawn chair, relaxing, having a drink while it's cutting the lawn, who cares if it takes an hour to cut your lawn or an hour and a half to cut your lawn? So that really doesn't matter. You can program the unit to do the lawn automatically. Say Wednesday at 9 a.m. and it'll just leave the charging dock at Wednesday at 9 a.m., cut the lawn, and go back to the dock, and if it needs to recharge to finish it, do that, and then finish the lawn. You can set it on all kinds of schedules. If you have a really big lawn, let's say you're maxing out the area that this can cut, you've got 1.5 acres to 2 acres, you can leave it on continuous, and it can just continue to cut the lawn every day and like never stop if you wanted to. Now, of course, that'll be a little hard on the battery, but the battery does have a 2-year warranty. And Yarbo says that with regular use, you should get at least 5 years from the battery before it would need to be replaced. And at that time, there'll probably be a much better battery that fits in the same spot. That's the way battery technology works. It just keeps getting better and better. So you'll probably be able to get a battery that lasts even longer and charges even faster 5 years down the road when you need to replace it. Now, as far as service, Yarbo is setting up a network of authorized service dealers across the country so that if something does go wrong with it, you won't have to pack it up in a box and ship it back to their main headquarters, which you'd have to do now. If there's a serious problem that you can't troubleshoot, you've got to put it in a box and send it back to Yarbo's facility in Chicago. But from what I understand, they're very close to having a network of repair facilities. As far as regular maintenance, the Yarbo reps tell me it really doesn't require much regular maintenance. You want to clean it out every now and then, make sure there's no issues, but there's nothing like, well, every year you've got to take it in to get things greased and repaired. There's really no scheduled maintenance for it. So most homeowners should be able to do simple things like cleaning it out, replacing the tracks when they get worn out, changing the blades. But other than that, it shouldn't really require any service. So I'll be getting one of the production version units to do a real comprehensive review sometime before the official launch, maybe in the June-ish area, and we'll see just how well the unit cuts my lawn. I'm also going to be getting the lawnmower attachment for the Y series Yarbo that I have, and I'll be able to compare how well the more expensive, robust Y series unit cuts my lawn compared to the more affordable, smaller M series. That should help people decide which unit is the right one for them if you've already made that decision to get an autonomous lawnmower and the one made by Yarbo. Listen, if this is your first time here at State of Charge, please hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming electric vehicle and I guess electric autonomous snowblower and lawnmower content. And as always, thanks for watching.